books forms an integral part of everyone's life, and we medical fraternities are voracious reader. It's our default. It's a system default, and we constantly read books and we update. We expect the launch of new editions or new books, and for every medical students. The textbook of medicines, Davidson's and by Harrison's are look like a Bible. And every time we longing to wait for an Indian author to release a textbook of medicines. And the wait is over. I am proud to welcome you all today. We are gathered here for the book launching ceremony, the book of Apollo Hospital's textbook of medicines. The word Apollo Hospital signifies a world-class healthcare. And as an icing on the cake, this is authored by none other than our renowned physician, Professor Dr. T.V. Devarajan. He bags a lots of medals and awards and recognitions on its belts, but he authored many books. The most important award he got is B.C. Roy Award and Padma Shri Award. He authored many books, and he's a great teacher, clinician, fine researcher, two gentlemen, an excellent human being, and he's famous for his spotters and witty presentation. The textbook has incorporated his vast knowledge of medicine, and I can assure it will be an asset to any medical student. To inaugurate this launch of book ceremonies, I welcome. It's my great privilege and honor and to welcome a distinguished and our lovable and a single man who built an empire called Apollo Hospitals. Our beloved chairman, I welcome Dr. Pratap C. Reddy sir. Welcome. He also bags Padma Vibhushan and Padma Bhushan awards. And we all know his business model was inherently scalable, replicable, sustainable, and it is the forerunner for any other health faculty and health centers as we know it today. And it's my great honor to welcome Professor K.V. Thiruvengadam sir. He has lots of recognitions, lots of awards, but he is known to us as a great teacher, excellent human beings, and he is famous for his methodical patient-centric approach, his concern for poor, his strict adherence to the medical ethics, and his sacred commitments to mass transfer of all of his wisdom to the younger generations. Welcome you, sir. And the two dynamic pillars of our Apollo Hospitals are Dr. Preeta Reddy, our executive vice chairpersons, and Dr. Sunita Reddy. Though they are not here, they will be joining us soon. And it's my privilege to welcome Mr. Sri Munirathinam, founder chairman of RMK Engineering College. He's well known for philanthropic attitudes and service as an elected member of State Assembly. And he's a rare breed of educationalist for whom the quality is the way of life. I welcome you, sir. And it's my privilege to welcome youngest entrepreneur, educationalist, Dr. A.S. Ganeshan, who is a chancellor and chairman of Vinayaka Mission Hospitals, managing director of Pandale Hospitals and Arbade Vida. I welcome you, sir. And above all, our eminent other faculties, Mr. Bhaskar, director, Arbade Vida Medical College, and I welcome you, sir. And Dr. Bama, Director Medical Sciences, Apollo Hospitals, sincere, dedicated, down-to-earth persons. I welcome you, ma'am. And Dr. Muralidhar, DME, Apollo Hospital, Mr. Bhaskar, Director, Arbade Vida Medical College, Mrs. Narottama Reddy, Mrs. Rajeshwari, General Manager, Apollo First Med Hospitals, Mr. Venugopal, Financial Advisor, Mr. Sridhar, Mr. Prabhakar, Mr. Sudarshan, Marketing Chief, and Mr. Natarajan, GM Sunduri. And it's more important, the seed has been put by Dr. Devarajan, but it's a contribution by the other authors and co-authors, which there's a team effort for this book release. I welcome all the authors and co-authors here who are here to grace this book launching ceremony. I welcome you all. And writing a book and taking into print, it's a real hardships. Only the author knows. So it's because of that. Even though it is a long wait, they are putting up with us. I welcome JP Brothers Medical Publishers for printing this book, and press and media who gather here for gracing the occasions. I welcome you all. and doctors and staffs. Despite of their busy schedules, despite our commitments, they are here and gracing this occasion. I welcome all the doctors, all the staffs of other medical colleges, deans of medical colleges, and our Apollo group of hospital doctors and First Med group of doctors, and also our staffs. I welcome you all for this ceremony. And any function we need a sponsor. The team of RMK Engineering College sponsored this today's event. I welcome all the team members of RMK Engineering College. And I welcome one and all our guests, friends and our sponsors. Thank you.
Respect my teacher, chairman, other dignitaries on the dais, and friends. It took 11 years for me to write this book, but with the support of co-authors of Apollo Hospital, we could finish it. 3 hours a day we used to work for this book, and I'm thankful to all the co-authors who helped me. Thankful to my chairman, vice chairman, all people who helped me to prepare this book and sponsor this book. And also I want to thank the patients who cooperated for the photographs and the printer who did a fantastic job. William Osler said, "He who studies medicine without books is to sail uncharted sea. He who studies medicine without passions need not go to sea at all." So what took the aim, my professor to teach me, never ever rest without reaching the Mount Everest. So Hillary told, mountain will not grow, but I will grow. I'll reach one day on the top, then the mountain will be under my feet. So he told, believe, work and become. And God gave Gita to man. Man gave Tiruvachakam to God. Man gave man to Tirukural. Chairman gave medicine book to medical students. He not only gave that, he gave us clinical medicine, medicine in a nutshell, poisoning overdosage, public health and a few tips for healthy life. So we are thankful to him. Gautama was known at the age of 20 as a messenger of God. Jesus Christ at the age of 30, Prophet Muhammad at the age of 40, Chairman at the age of 50 started Apollo Hospital, became healer of India. It is called, our vice chairperson would say, just do it. Tender loving care. உள்ளதெல்லாம் உயிருள்ள மற்றது தள்ளினம் தெல்லாமே நீர்த்து. You try your best for everything. In Malayalam they say, Kayata Duram Kanatanam Kanadajuram Chanatanam. Wherever your hand can reach, your eye should reach farther than that. You should reach farther than your eye what can reach. That's what he did for us. And the chairman used to practice Vidya Dadadi Vinayam, Vina Dadi Patradam, Tata Dhanamapnodi, Dharan Dharma Karanija. Higher you educate yourself, become humble and humble. People recognize you. Money will flow automatically, but charity also flows with that. This is a very important thing Vivekananda told. A drop of water falling on the hand, pure to drink. Falls in a gutter, not useful. Falls in a lake, lose identity. Falls in a petal leaf, sunlight shine like a pearl. But falls in the oyster, it becomes real pearl. That's what happened to me. What is Professor KVT? Joined Apollo Hospital, joined Urban Medical College. So three together put me to this height. I would like to thank all the authors, co-authors, my secretary Bhanureka. Day and night she helped me to prepare the papers. I thank you for that, Bhanu. We have 33 chapters, 25 chapters from our own colleagues, 12 chapters I contributed. Now what I did there, I gave the book to one final year student, one PG student, one vice chancellor, one professor of medicine, one senior professor, my teacher. They give all good help to the good words for this book. And my chief told, good addition to available textbooks. Ram's Medical College Dean told, it's a very book which can be studied by students even after finishing the course. And diabetologist told, looks like international edition of book. And one PG student of Apollo Hospital told, it's a very practical book. And Professor Chandra told, comprehensive book. And one man went to other extent of telling, sir, encyclopedia of medicine. I think, sir, too high advice. And I gave to one student in Urban Medical College. She also gave a very good wording about the book. So I think all of the people have seen the book, given a good verdict. The blessings of our chairman, my teacher, Mr. Muniratham and Ganesh, and I think this will take a long way. And we have praised the book very much less for students to buy. So it's easy for them to buy also.
Namaste. It's really, truly wonderful. First, to sit next to our revered Professor of Medicine and the Doyen of Medicine, Professor Tirvangadam. I think all of you will join me in giving our gratefulness and saying he has brought in so many doctors. Thank you, sir. Today, we are celebrating something which Devarajan has done, bringing people together. And I'm very happy that Apollo Hospitals is associated with this wonderful work of giving a textbook of medicine. Today, referred to today's medicine. I think that's where he deserves heartiest congratulations. To each and every one of you, you've all come here because you thought it was important to see that there is a new thing that's happened, a hospital, a doctor par excellence. I know the number of patients who tell me, you have sent me to a wonderful doctor, or my doctor is Devarajan is absolutely marvelous. God bless you. And of course, to have Munirattam, I've only heard many times of his great capabilities to run, give education to people, and give an all-round effect to this. Happy to have you. And to each and every one of you, especially the co-authors of this book, my special congratulations. You know, medicine today is transforming as nothing else before. And so I'm so happy when you read that book. It talks about medicine that's established. It talks of medicine and stem cells, which is the future medicine. And more importantly, it talks of medicine, ancient medicine and Indian medicine, which I think is the most future will show. A combination of all of these, I think today people with extraordinary intelligence, not because they did not persist early, but I think that all got stimulated with the so-called IT people who made India proud. Of course, before that, Indian doctors made proud. They used to say when I went to England, the England medical system will collapse if Indian doctors leave. I think today it's the same in US. There are over 65,000 doctors, but I think just the even more numbers of medical students in US. So I think Indian doctor has that importance. That is because genetically we are used to saying we can give that care, compassion from our hearts. Then the same medicine makes a world of difference. This is why it is. You need knowledge, but you need that capability to deliver your knowledge to the best of people. Sometimes even if you give the best of medicine, you all know, the patient is not impressed because you have not given along with it that care, compassion. This is where I think we have done extraordinarily well by his book bringing the way medicine should be practiced by giving the various ethics and so on and so forth. I recollect vividly when we attended one of our famous professor of surgery, Professor Rangachari. When in 3 months he used to teach us back the entire 3-year course of general surgery, and that was enough. And finally the book got published. I think that became the Bible for all students in this. And I hope today what Dr. Devarajan has done will become a Bible for doctors practicing, the doctors who are taking medical exams of today and tomorrow. I believe we all need to take a relook. You know, I'm happy, you know, when I came back. I come from a small village, not too far from here. So I thank my parents for sending me for studying here under Professor Dr. Tirvangadam and then go abroad. But most important was, at their call, I came back. But when I was practicing, I lost a young man because being a cardiologist, there was no acceptable cardiac surgery program in the country. I used to send them overseas. In one of those events, I lost a young man who was a 38-year-old, and leaving behind three people, his wife, 31-year-old, and one 4-year-old daughter, 2-year-old son. Absolutely stunned. You know why? We lost him because he couldn't raise $50,000 to go to Houston for doctor surgery with my friend, Dr. Denton Cooley. I thought to myself, how many are going to lose their lives? And why should they? If Indian doctor, Indian scientist, engineer are far excellent overseas, why can't we create that here? Well, I thought it was very simple when I planned it, but it was not easy because there are two things the British gave us. They gave us English, we excel. They gave us bureaucracy, we super excel. So I had to go through all the bureaucratic processes day after day. Every Thursday I used to go to Delhi, meet all the babus, Thursday, Friday, Sunday morning, come back absolutely fact. But in any case, I'm happy that thanks to the President who gave the first assent for funding this Madras hospital, and then Prime Minister Srimati Indira Gandhi, and the President of India, when the late Nani Zail Singh, when he inaugurated, was an opener for us. Here in India, we can do anything and everything that will happen anywhere in the world. I'll only talk about cardiology because I'm a cardiologist and the hospital came because of cardiology. Today we have done over 160,000 surgeries. The results of our hospitals are over 90%. Madras last year is 99.6%. Nowhere in the world, even in Cleveland Clinic, does not have these results. That's because our doctors have got the skill and they also have an attitude saying, I must do the very best. This is where it is the knowledge, skills, and the compassion is where puts Indian doctors way ahead. So I have no doubt to say that whatever we do, wherever we do, we can practice the highest caliber of medicine. And that's where it is. It's not just Apollo. We have numerous wonderful hospitals across the country. That I think is because of the next dynamic Prime Minister, Sri Rajiv Gandhi. I wrote a letter to him. I wish I had done a BD factory or a beer factory instead of healthcare. If your vision has to come along for medicine, I need 1, 2, 3. First is that hospital should be funded like any other trade or industry. Second, people should, health insurance and health plan should get a income tax exemption. Third was if somebody got treated and their firm paid for it, next year the income tax put as income on his hand and the guy got a second heart attack. Anyway, when I wrote that letter, the Prime Minister asked, is this the way you write a letter to the Prime Minister? I heard that this Prime Minister doesn't want long letters. So I wrote this. So he wrote 3 weeks there, and believe me, on the 18th day, I got a call saying the Prime Minister is also about the Finance Minister. He is moving this bill in the Parliament tomorrow. And when he was passing that bill, I got a note saying, come and have lunch with me. I don't know what he gave in that plate as lunch, but he cleared the other two. 10,000 exempt for people who have the checkups or medical expenses, whatever. If you take insurance or whatever that you do, 10,000. After so many years, the last thing that our former president as Finance Minister of India increased that 10,000 to 15,000. So we hope that will go to 50,000 so that everybody will take care. So I think today, with all of these that's happened, we have brilliant doctors. But we know we need more, and we need more hospitals. And the reason is very simple. Because it's not the same problem we had in 1980s. Today we have a different problem. There is a tsunami that's hitting us by the name of NCDs. And you all know whatever name you call it, NCDs or lifestyle diseases. The diabetic capital of the world, heart capital of the world, cancer capital of the world, infectious disease capital of the world. How are we going to face this? You know, every day we are reading the World Economic Report, WHO report, saying by 2020 it will be a ghastly scene, and by 2030 it's going to be deadly. Nothing we have done. The governments have not done because we didn't activate them. I've spoken to the powers in charge, but nothing really has happened today. So I think it's time now, and I'm happy that what he has addressed in the book is future medicine. The future medicine is today's medicine and what's going to come tomorrow. So I think we all need to say, the medical forum must say, to be able to be a satisfied doctor, I must practice medicine which is relevant for today. So I think all of us, I think in a way that will represent the entire health community, we should express saying, these four can be addressed. Deepak Chopra, Dean Ornish, they're all talking about reversal of heart disease. We all know as cardiologists, if they come to us with, say, even a risk 6 out of 10 risk factors, we can reverse this if we listen to us completely. And that, I think, is where the media, we see a lot of media here. If the media tells, they are sensitized, and when it comes from you, from the doctor, I'm sure they will all listen. It will make a very significant impact. So I am first congratulate Dr. Devarajan for having done this. And I think he has clearly, the co-authors have shown that is something that we all can do if we put our efforts together. My heartiest congratulations, and it's wonderful because I only repeat what his patients talk about him. He's a wonderful doctor, he's a great doctor, and most important, a very kind doctor. At any time of the day, we can call him and he looks after us. Thank you. And again, my regards to our Professor Dr. Thiruvengadam. Most of these people in this hall know what he was, a great teacher, a great physician. Thank you.
Healthcare institutions, the hero of the day, Dr. Devarajan, and other distinguished personalities. I'll be very brief. The chairman has covered a lot of ground. I would like to tell you something about Devarajan, whom I have known since his infancy in clinical medicine. He has been with me for nearly 25 or 30 years. First as a student, then as a clinical assistant, and it was such a wonderful thing to have him with you. Good teacher, good physician, above all, a very good human being, totally kind. Kind, I could trust him with patients, the general ward, special ward, and so on. Nobody complained about Devaraj. The next thing is about teaching. As a clinical assistant professor, honorary man, he taught so well. Students were fond of him. This fondness continued later when he took up teaching in Pondicherry and even Karaikal. He used to go to Karaikal all the way to teach. That was in his basic tendency to teach, learn. You can't teach without learning. You taught and learned. The flair for teaching ended up in a wonderful book. It's not easy to prepare a book of this caliber, to mobilize teachers, clinicians, specialists to contribute, and to make a uniform pattern in a book with a variety of writers. That he has achieved. Is a portion, a considerable part of the day, day after day, month after month, and for how many years, Devaraj? So many years, and this is the product of his effort. I would like to conclude by saying that behind Devaraj was a wonderful lady, his wife. Devaraj once made a joke in a serious meeting. Somebody who was the hero of the day, he said, he is the hero, but behind him is a very nice, kindly, helpful lady. So we concluded by saying, behind every successful man, there's a woman. Behind every unsuccessful man, there are two women. So that is a joke Devaraj delivered that day. To conclude by saying, Devaraj is not all seriousness, is capable of laughter, which is a good way of living happily. Thank you.
It's really my immense pleasure to be here for this launch of this Apollo Hospital's textbook of medicine. Authored and co-authored by eminent academicians and doctors of Apollo Hospital, and edited and co-authored by Professor TVD. And it has taken over 11 years to materialize. So I would like to congratulate and place on record my appreciation to all the authors and co-authors who have contributed for this textbook. And I'm sure they'll be immensely useful for all the undergraduate and postgraduate students in medicine. As I was going through this book, I was impressed to see how well the book is written, easy to comprehend, and I'm sure it'll be a very popular book among the undergraduate postgraduate students in medicine. This book is very unique. It talks about yoga and its impact on health in a very scientific way, which is authored by Professor TVD. Alternative system of medicine, medical ethics, and more about legal obligations of doctors in India, which I think is lacking in many of the textbooks authored by foreign authors. The entire medical fraternity who have authored this book has the blessings of a great visionary, the architect of modern healthcare at Dr. P.C. Reddy, for his inspiration, motivation, and publication of this textbook. We all know and have heard a lot about Professor T.V. Devarajan and his achievements in the field of medicine. Above all, what I cherish is that his association with Vinayaka Mission University and Arubadi Medical College over a period of 10 years. His dedication to his profession is so amazing, and his passion for teaching drives him to take the effort of traveling all the way from Chennai to Pondicherry on making daily trips, several days in a month for a period of a decade, just to be with our students, to teach and motivate them. So, sir, on behalf of Vinayaka Mission University and Arubadi Medical College, I profoundly thank you for your association and contribution for students of Arubadi Medical College. I have known Professor TVD as he is popularly known as, for over 25 years. He was my teacher and guru when I did medicine in 1986. And I had the privilege of attending another book release function in 2008, Medicine in Nutshell, which took place in Chennai. It was a huge gathering, which I still fondly remember. There are many qualities in our Professor T.V. Devarajan, which I think a lot of younger generation of doctors should follow. When anyone goes as a patient, the confidence and comfort that he gives through his words will cure almost 50% of any illness. His nature, pleasing manners, his smile will make anyone feel good. He is approachable anytime and always helpful to anyone, irrespective of any age group or status. He is such a down-to-earth person. He has all the good qualities of what a doctor should have: empathetic and efficient, learned and knowledgeable, kind and caring, honest and trustworthy, humble and sympathetic, friendly and selfless, responsible and understanding, and above all, a great human being. I would like to say a quote by Rabindranath Tagore. When you were born, you cried, but the world laughed. Live your life in such a way that when you leave the world cries and you rejoice.